We continue on the Flying Squirrels pregame now, and we're joined by Flying Squirrels newcomer Will LaMarche. Will, thanks for joining us, and welcome to Richmond.
Thank you, man. It's an honor. Appreciate you coming to get me.
It's been probably a pretty quick turnaround for you to get the phone call, and now you're here. What was that like when you got the call that you were being told you were coming to Richmond?
That was exciting. I was kind of going back and forth between Sacramento and Arizona, and I knew that when they told me I was coming here, that was a little bit of a different situation, and I was really happy about that. So I remember when he told me, I was really, like my voice got, excited. I was like, okay, that's awesome, man. So sat in the middle seat, about 4-hour flight over here. So, but it was so worth it.
And you're going with the flow right now. You were saying that you were living under a staircase for the time being, but that's the life of a minor leaguer, I guess. Just the uncertainty of where you're going to be. But now you're here, and you're pitching really well in your first appearance. 3 innings. You didn't have a name on the back of your jersey last night, but you came out, and that didn't seem to faze you at all.
No, that was interesting. I was like, I think I told you yesterday or earlier today. I was like, calling me by number 33 instead of LaMarche. Yeah, I mean, you said the staircase thing. That's a funny one. That'll be something I'll be able to tell my kids growing up. Like, hey, I had to live under a staircase. You get used to that stuff, and then like the travel and going out here in the stadium. It's a nice big stadium, but at the same time, things kind of you get used to the uncertainty of things, and fortunately, I'm 26 now, so it was more fun than it was nervous or anything for me yesterday.
And you were drafted by the Tigers, is that right? In the 9th round. Not too many people get drafted in the top 10 rounds. Can you talk about what that was like? I mean, obviously you're with the Giants now, but talk a little bit about that draft day and then how you made your way to the Giants organization.
Now that's a long story. I remember I was drafted. I was in the training room at LSU in college, and I got a text from a teammate. That's how I found out. Saying congratulations, and I was like, I had not heard about anything. I hadn't even talked to the Tigers once, and that was cool. That was kind of the moment where I realized, like, okay, I'm actually going to become a pro. But that, going to the Tigers, then that had a whole nother series of challenges for me, and had a second elbow surgery, 2.5 years out, I think. I spent on the team rehab, we called it, and it was a tough process for me. It was actually led to like this real, find out who I really am kind of thing, spiritually, and that's like I said, a whole long story in itself. But I found myself out of baseball. I was out for so long that it's a business, so they brought in new guys to take my spots, and when I was finally healthy, the Tigers kind of let me go, and I was out of baseball there for a minute, and that was scary. That was really scary. But that was the moment when I realized who I was as a person, and that was when I realized who I was as a pitcher. I kind of reversed the rules there. I had to find out kind of who I was as a person to find out, okay, that's how I compete, Sure. So, I was able to... like I said, that's a long process, getting back with the Giants, sure. But I had a lot of help. It actually started with somebody came up to me in the gym, and I was out of baseball, and I was doing pull-ups. Sure. And this guy kept bothering me, kept hitting my arm. And, what do you do? What do you do? And I was like, I play baseball. And he goes, you look too old. You're not in college. What are you doing? And I was like, I'm a baseball player. I'm trying to get back in. I had this opportunity with the Giants, but I haven't heard anything because I threw a bullpen. Yeah. And, I started to put my headphones back in. It's like, this guy, just wants to talk, and I want to get my workout in. And he kept hitting me. Tell me more. And I go, well, I'm really close, and I just need to get to a certain person. His name is Ken Akazuki. That's who I need to get to because my medical records needed to get cleared by the Giants. It's like, I've been trying to find this guy. I can't, and been trying everywhere, been trying to call, and it's just going on for months. And I didn't tell him who the name was, and he kind of looked at me and he goes, Ken Akazuki? That's who you're trying to get a hold of? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly who I'm trying to get a hold of. And he goes, he's one of my really good friends. Let me give him a call for you right now. And like chills went through me. So that was honestly the start, and then I had a lot of help. I won't continue to blab on here, but Brandon Crawford's dad, who's a great family friend of ours, was able to really take it a mile for me, and well, here I am. So.
That's an amazing story, and I don't think people, when you look at stat lines of players or anything like that, where they went to college, you don't know the background and the struggles that guys go through, and that's really amazing for you. We're joined by LaMarche, newcomer for the Flying Squirrels, out of the bullpen. So you have to just be, I'm speaking for you, but it must just be a grateful feeling that you've been able to come back this far. Now you're at AA, and you're just a couple of steps away from achieving your dream. How does that feel?
Well, not just my dream, but this is the Giants. San Francisco Giants are my dream team. I grew up in Pleasanton, which is 30 minutes east, and we had part-time season ticket owners, and so I grew up watching Bonds and JT Snow and all these guys, and it just that being in that stadium felt so right. So grateful is kind of not enough.
Yeah.
It's so cool, man. Like, I got to see my name on the spring training jersey, with the black and orange, and then LaMarche in the black and orange. And it was just like, I took pictures of it and sent it off to my whole family. And it's different for me. And I feel like it's an advantage for me, too. I'm playing for a team that I truly love. So it's an advantage,
I would agree. That's Will LaMarche. We'll get you back on, get some more stories from you, too. A wealth of knowledge. Will, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
When we continue, we got the starting lineups coming up next on Fox Sports 910.